and get started. So this is like a one-off little surge call for Faithfully Fit. Hey, Sarah. I am so pumped. Ron, can I see you? No, I cannot. I'm so pumped to have Candice on this call with us, you guys. Candice Talbot is in Massachusetts, so she's part of our Northeast region. And what I love most about her, she's someone who I've heard about. She's someone who's been making a mark in her business. And she, like, you can just tell if you go to her profile on social media that she is a hustler. The girl works hard and she does an awesome job authentically sharing her journey. She's another mom of 4. She's super bold about her faith. She's super bold about her struggles. She's a 12-star diamond team, which is a testament to her leadership and the fact that she is teaching people how to duplicate. And because our team is about ready to kick off 2 push groups, whether you are in the Coach Launchpad group or whether you're going to do the Spring Shakedown group, this is the kickoff call for both of those groups, and you guys are going to get your schedule for those groups coming up. So if you guys could mute it so that Candice doesn't have a ton of distraction, I would love to turn it over to her because we had a very quick powwow, but I know you guys are going to be in store for some awesome gigs. So I got my notepad ready, I got my pen ready, take notes, and we'll have a little bit of time for FAQ at the end of the call. All right?
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. I usually try to put myself a little bit more together, but my son went to bed and I was very comfortable in my sweatshirt.
Yeah,
and I was like, you know what? That's the beauty of this business is we just don't have to do all of that. So anyway, thanks for having me. I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. My name's Candice Talbot, and I am born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts. 100% Italian. I've been traveling to Italy since I was a little girl. I'm obsessed with being Italian. I just love it. So I'm just going to put that out there. You might get a little of that Italian flavor tonight. So I just want to share with you guys a little bit about my life and my journey with Beachbody. I started this business December of 2012. At that time, I only had 2 children, and they were 3 and 1. And I was on WIC and fuel assistance and a free diaper program, and I hated it. I hated it so much. And I would bartend on the weekends for extra money. I till 3 a.m. I'd be, pumping in the restroom, and my boss has walked in on me before. I've spilt breast milk in the fridge. I've done all of that. But I wanted to be home with my kids. Like, that was a non-negotiable for me. I was not going to work. I was not going to be going back to being a paralegal. So I did everything in my power to be home with my kids. So I bartended on the weekends. I did those surveys, those surveys like come try the coffee for an hour. Well, you make $75. I did all the surveys. I made calls for a doctor's office from home. My husband and I started a cleaning business, like just cleaning people's houses or whatever. We cleaned bingo halls. He started a landscaping business out of the back of his Jeep Cherokee. So we did everything we could because we weren't good employees. Like, we needed to be the boss of our own lives because it just wasn't working otherwise. So anyway, December 2012, I was, at really like a crossroads, like something had to give. And a friend messaged me. I had posted on Facebook that I was going to eat salads every day for the rest of my life. And a friend messaged me from high school, and she was like, "Oh, you should join my Beachbody team." And I was like, what is she talking about? When she said Beachbody team, I literally thought it was like some like contest, like a hot body contest. Like, I had no idea what she was talking about. So she was like, "Oh, let me send you a couple of my shakes." So she sends me some shakes, and she sent me the book that came with it. I sat down at my kitchen table. I was really excited too, because at that time, and for those of you that are moms, like, you fall into this rut of you don't want to be wasteful with the food. So you finish the peanut butter and jelly, or you eat the rest of the goldfish, or I literally ate off my son's high chair today. Like, I don't even know. I had like chicken and strawberries in one bite. So I was just not taking care of myself. I was an ex-fitness competitor when I was in my early 20s. I did figure competitions. My trainer, I don't know if you know Jose Raymond, he was like top 3 in the Olympia the last couple of years. So I was like in that fitness world. So this for me was very natural. People are always asking me for help. Oh, how do you get your arms like that? And I wasn't doing anything. I was just skinny. I was just lucky that I had some remnants of the fitness world still left over on my body. But, my kids were 3 and 1. I wasn't going to the gym. I thought the only way I could get in shape was going to the gym. I definitely was not going to do home workouts. Okay. So when I knew about that part of Beachbody, that was the stuff I didn't want. I was like, oh, I'll just do the shakes. I'm not going to do anything else. And she said, well, if you can get your shakes for free. So I'm going to shut this light off so I see it in my glasses. She said, you can get your shakes for free if you get 3 people. And I was like, all right, done. Because as you know, I had that like spirit in me for wanting to earn extra money. So I didn't have money to sign up to be a coach. I borrowed $100 to sign up to do just the Shakeology only. And so I signed up. And that was it. As soon as I saw Carl's face, I did my first post. And it was terrible. Like, I did a picture of a Shakeology bag that I Google imaged. And whoever liked my post, I was like all over them. And that was it. I within the first week, I made back my money. The first month as a coach, I made $450. My second month as a coach, I made $1,500. And it was at that moment that I said, when I saw that money direct deposited in my account, I said, oh my God, I am bartending till 3 a.m., being a horrible mother for 2 days because I'm so cranky, and I just made this money, and it went in my bank account. I was like, oh my God, that's it. This opportunity is amazing. And it felt so natural for me. So I just hit the ground running, and that was it. I started studying coaches. I was like, how are they posting? How am I posting? Am I talking like them? Do I look like them? How's my pictures? And I became obsessed with trying to look like them. So who is them? Lindsay Matway. I was obsessed with her. I was like fascinated by this beautiful blonde girl that was like, she was a bartender, and she talked a lot about on Facebook about her, like the financial debt that she was in and all of that stuff. And I was so inspired, and I used to go on YouTube and look up Beachbody success stories, and I was just inspired. And I was like, well, man, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Like, what makes them different than me? I can do that too. And I just put my head down and I got to work. So my first year, 2013, so I started December 2012. By April, I was diamond. By June, I was 1-star diamond. By that fall, I was 2-star diamond. By the following year, I was 5-star. The following year, 10-star. And the following year, 12. Okay? So I had a lot of great growth. But I will say that the thing that really drove me over the years was, and I guess I call this like my mission statement, is I wanted other mothers to believe that they could help their families, that they could, especially stay-at-home moms, like there was a way out. There was a way. Like I see so many moms. Sometimes I'm in moms groups because now since then I've had 2 more children. So I have 4 kids, 9, 7, 2. The 2-year-old's 5 kids in 1. And I have my baby who's 10 months. And in this last year or so, 2016, 2015, since I've been in all these mommy groups, all I see is desperation. They're going back to work and they're sad and they're crying and, they don't want to go back to work or they've got so much debt or, they got to pick up a second job, and my heart hurts. And so bad. I just want to be like, I can help you. And sometimes I do, But, you know, right now people get a little weird with the MLM. So I try and relationship build first without being like, yeah. So I friend request them, I love on them. And then usually by the next time I will, you know, come on it. So anyway, that was really what I ran on. I ran on those pain points, the things that got me going in my business is what I was telling other mothers, like, oh my gosh, I pay for my kids' private school. I cover my mortgage. Like, I got a new car. Like, and you know, I told you guys at the beginning of the call that, you know, I'm all Italian. I'm the first person in my family born in this country. So I've been going to Italy since I was a little girl to visit family. It was nothing lavish. And, I wanted so bad to give my kids what I had growing up. And that was impossible. Like, I was not going to be able to afford to take my children to Italy because it's expensive. And I used to literally sit in my yard. For those of you that follow me on social media, I live right across from the airport runway. So I watch the planes. I love my house. I just like watch the planes. I see all the international flights, and I would sit there in my yard and I would just dream, like, where's that plane going? And where's that plane going? But when I would see Alitalia leave, I would cry. And it was like, I would see this plane take off and just think, there goes my life. And here I am, and I'm not going. And it wasn't that I wanted to be, you know, on the Amalfi Coast out on the beach, just like with like service coming to me, feeding me grapes. It wasn't about that. It was about having my kids raised in the culture, to see what I saw, to see my relatives, to go through the markets, to hear our Italian dialect, like that. I wanted them to grow up with that love for Italy and like be proud of their heritage. And I felt like I was losing that battle. So I know that might sound crazy for some of you, but I was like, that's it. No, I'm fighting for that. And that's what I fought for. And in July of 2015, so how long was I a coach for? So 13, 14, 15. So I was like 2.5 years. I took my whole family to Italy, and we were there for a month. And it was the best feeling ever. And we've been since then. We went 2015, 2017, 2018. And last year we went with 4 kids. So it's just so crazy sometimes. Like for me, when I hear coaches, they're giving up, or, you know, something comes up and, you know, they lose their way. And I'm like, you have no idea what you can do for your life if you just stick with it and be coachable. Okay. So, I will say though, guys, this road here was not like this. Okay. So if you're looking for this, or you see those income projections sometimes, and you're like, oh my God, like, whew, and then you look at yours and you're like, it's like this. Don't worry. Okay. You just have to stick with it, because do you guys know Haley Christensen, whatever her last name is? Okay. Years ago, so her sponsor is also my upline. It's not the same, but you know, same team. So he had a dinner and Haley was there, and she came up to me and she was like an unknown, you know, she was like, so I want to pick your brain. I want to know what it is that you're doing. How are you doing this? Like, I want to make this business work. And just like, I have this conversation with people all the time, and I tell them, but you know, that's it. And then she was silent for about 2 or 3 years. I didn't hear much from her. I don't even know if she was a diamond at that point. And then all of a sudden, here she comes back, pink hair, and she's blown up. I messaged her. I was like, dude, what happened? She was like, I just got real with myself, and it started working. And I was like, whoa. This girl went from like diamond to 9-star in 1 year. She's making a 6-figure income, but she was stuck, guys, for like 3 years. 3 years, like shaky diamond, you know? And I have so many shaky diamonds on my team. And I'm like, guys, don't lose hope. It takes one coach, and it's game over. So what if you sign Katie Schulte's on your weak leg? Hello, volume. You're going to make so much money. It's going to come out of your ears. So you just don't know. That's why it's so important to keep sharing this business with people. So anyway, like I said, the business didn't go like this. It went like this. So So what's happened? So let's put it this way. Beginning of my business, I started with 2 toddlers. Okay. Ages 3 and 1 is not fun. You guys know that. Okay. 3 and 1, but I did it. I also had two pregnancies. Okay. So I was pregnant 2 times as a coach. And the first time, I don't even think I worked out even 5 times. Okay. My whole pregnancy. I had explosive growth. What's so funny, I have my highest success club numbers when I'm pregnant. Okay. This time when I was pregnant, I was like SC20 every month, which is insane. So also end of 2015, my husband, we went to leadership in San Diego. My husband was in bed almost the whole time, very, very sick. And we didn't know what was wrong. And about a month later, we found out that he had Lyme disease. And then about 3 months after that, I had Lyme disease. And then we realized that our 2 oldest kids also had it. So that's a whole story for another day, the fact that a whole family contracted Lyme disease. But we were all on antibiotics for a year. I was on antibiotics while I was pregnant, like lots of antibiotics. Okay. So I had little demons haunting me, like, you're on antibiotics and you have Lyme disease and your baby is inside of you eating the antibiotics and your husband's sick and maybe he's never going to come back from it. And now your kids have it. And now what if, so this went on for a long time. Okay. End of 2016. This is like that same year. This is the year that I turned 12-star. Then that same year, I get a call from my brother, like screaming, crying. He's like, Dad can't breathe. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh my God. So naturally I died inside and I was like, what's going on? He ended up needing emergency triple bypass surgery. So he's doing great now because I'm on him like white on rice. But he had emergency triple bypass. He lived with me for 2 months in this room that I'm in right now in my basement. And another time last year, he lived with me for another 2 months because he had hip surgery. And then also that same end of 2016, the guy that was the foreman for my husband's landscaping business totaled our dump truck on a Friday night and lost his leg. So we've had a lot of things going on over the last several years. All right. And that's just a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit. I'm just giving you a little peekaboo into what life was like. So, I have conversations with coaches all the time and they're like, my kids are sick, or this has happened, or I got to do this, or, I'm pregnant, whatever. And I'm just like, and I don't say it to be harsh. And I don't say it to be a jerk by any means, guys. Like, everything I do is in love. Like, right now, I mentor several coaches in my downline. They're not even my coaches. They'll do nothing for me rank-wise, okay? They'll give me no elite points. I'll get volume if I help them, but I help them because I want them to do well in this business. I want all of their dreams to come true. So sometimes I need to be like, okay, so let's just back up for a minute. Your life problems don't care that you're starting a business, okay? They don't care. They're going to come no matter what. There's never going to be a point in your life where you're just going to have this clean slate where you're like, now's my time to bloom. It's not going to happen. In fact, you should just be with like a sword and shield waiting for it. Bring it on, okay? Because it's going to happen, okay? I have, like you guys know, I have 4 kids right now. And my son, I just started sleep training him, but his witching hour was at night. It was really tough. Wanted to nurse, like I had to lay in the bed next to him. So, but I never missed a team call on a Thursday. So, some people might be like, oh, well, Candice, you should spend your time with your kid in the bed. And I'm like, he gets me all day long. He's not neglected. He gets me all day. He gets cuddles all day. He gets a stay-at-home mom. He gets snacks. He gets love. My kids. So here's another thing too, guys. A lot of people, like, they feel so guilty about their kids. And I'm like, okay, so two things. If you're a working mother, make sure you dedicate time to your business, and it's not when your kids are awake. Okay. So if you're coming home from work at 5 and your kids are up from 5 to 8, spend your time with your kids. When your kids go to bed, don't watch Netflix. Okay. Get your butt down. You haven't earned the time to watch Netflix yet. Okay. You can earn the time to watch Netflix when you rank advanced and you signed like a bunch of coaches and you had your highest paycheck. Okay. But if in your first 2 years, I know this is going to sound crazy. I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but in your first 2 years of the business, you're going to have to work really hard. Okay. Really hard. No breaks. Like, I have coaches on my team right now pushing for wrinkles, and I went live on the team page today and I was like, guys, I hate to break it to you, but you're getting complacent. Like, no breaks right now. There's no breaks. You don't have one day to take off between now and May 2nd. Every day matters. So my first year in the business, every day I was, you know what? I was on my phone. I was on my phone a lot. You know, my mother yelled at me, "What are you doing on your phone?" But I retired my mother from her job. Mom's account, built that, retired her from her job. Okay. So like, in the beginning you work a lot, but then as you pick up speed, you can kind of set back a little bit and you're like, okay, cool. Like, I make really great money. I don't have to kill myself in phase 1 all the time. Okay. But you can't be at that level if you haven't earned it. So that's that. So I know we have an array of different coach levels here. So I want to give you guys my 5 tips for how to break through your plateau. Okay. And some of these you're going to be like, ugh, but I want to be real. And I say this to my coaches all the time. I said, I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. Okay. Like, when I first started as a coach, I was like, somebody give me constructive criticism. Like, I didn't want people being like, "You're doing great." No, don't tell me that. I want to know what's wrong. Is my picture dark? How is my wording? Do you like my conversation I had? Like, tell me. So I'm just going to be real with you guys. Okay. So I hope you will all allow me to be real with you. Let me drink some of my drink first. Hold on. All right. 5 tips. Number 1. I don't know if any of you guys were at the Ignite the Night thing a couple years ago it was either Nashville or New Orleans. I think it was New Orleans. Or maybe it was Nashville. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Miguel Carrasco did a visualization exercise, and I've been trying to find it. I wanted to give it to you guys tonight, and I can't find it. I even messaged Miguel. I'm like, do you have this on tape? I found one. It was like half recorded. But guys, when I tell you, I was a mess. Boogers coming out of my nose, tears, crying, because it touched me on such a deep level. So I really encourage you guys, number 1, meditate, pray, do a visualization exercise. Go on YouTube, look up meditation music, soaking music, listen to that, throw your headphones on, spend some time with yourself and get real deep. Okay. I want you to sit there and I want you to visualize what your life looks like when you're a successful coach. Like, really think about that. What is it? What are you wearing? What's your house like? What are you driving? What do your kids have that you were able to afford them? And I'm not talking about Xbox 360. All right. Like, what is it that you're able to do now? So even do you want to retire your parent from a job? Like, all of these things are possible with this opportunity. Okay. So just sit there with yourself and dedicate that time to you visualizing yourself as a successful coach. Okay. Number 2, this one's going to hurt. All right. It's going to hurt. I want you to go through your debt. Okay. Go through your debt and write it off and stick it in your workspace so you're looking at it, because that thing is not going down. All right. Maybe some of you guys don't have debt. That's awesome. So this doesn't apply to you. But if you have debt, it's really important to face that reality and have that in front of your face. Okay. And put a game plan together. You know, put your bills from highest to lowest. Okay. Maybe you have some cards that are like $460 or $1,200. And you know what? Take some of your coaching money and be like, I'm going to pay the $400 card off, and do it. And you celebrate that. Okay. That's a big deal. All right. Going through your debt. The next thing, and this is kind of floofy, whatever, but I think it's important, is making a vision board. And I want you to like do it with a friend. Like I have a downline coach, Becky Parker. She's amazing, by the way, and she's pregnant with her third. If you don't know her, you should follow her. She's awesome. She had a vision board party with her coaches, and it was like a Saturday morning from like 10 to 1. And I was like, can I come? She's like, yeah, sure. So I went and I sat there and I made my vision board. And you should make a new one every year because your goals are going to change. Like mine from last year looks much different than mine from this year. Okay. And I have, once again, it's in my workspace. I look at it every day. Sometimes I'll just like pray for it, or I'll like, you know, I'll just be like, yes, I'm doing this. I'm manifesting this. Like this is happening. And it's this constant reminder of what I'm pushing for every day. All right. Now, the meat and potatoes stuff. So if some of you guys are on this call and you're like painfully inconsistent with your business, and I'm talking about like everything about your business, especially social media, it's time for you to do like a re-coming out post, because what that does is just like when you're starting a new program, you're like, here I am starting this new program. You're doing that to like show your audience that you're doing this, and you like to keep you accountable, because you're not going to fall off. They're going to think you're a fraud. So you're like, here, I'm putting myself out there. Same thing with your business in general, is have that coming out post where you're coming back out and you're saying, here I am, I'm here. I want to apologize to my audience if I've been a little bit MIA and but I'm here to tell you, like, I'm so convicted of who I am as a coach. I love this company. Do you know what I mean? Like a re-coming out post, and apologize to your audience for being ghosty McGee or whatever, you know, just like be real with them. Come back out and be like, I'm here. And now that you declared that, people will start watching you. Just like with my new program, I'm in the Morning Meltdown 100 group, and I talk about it, you know, and I use social media as that platform, but don't fall in the rut of only talking about health and fitness, because they're only going to look to you to buy products. So I do a post every day on my team page saying, have you talked about the coaching opportunity today? I have scheduled 8:00 every night. I want them reminded every day. If you don't come across as a business owner to your audience, they're just going to look to you as somebody to buy products from. So you have to really own it, and share coaching every single day, if not every day, every other day. And it doesn't matter. It's being home. You don't have to be a 6-figure earner, guys. Just there's so many perks to being a coach. You can share other people's wins. You can share other people's successes. One of my coaches shared that I bought a second home in Maine, and she like gave me a shout out of like inspiration. Like, I can't believe she did this, and this gives me so much hope for my own business. You can do that too. It doesn't have to be that you bought the house. Okay. The last thing, number 5, and this is like something that I feel like sometimes we get lazy on, is when we post and run. Okay. So, and I want you to do this with a partner. So my success partner is Tara Bilek, and her and I we're just being intentional. Okay. Be intentional. Don't sit at your computer and just scroll or go on your phone. You're going to Instagram, you're watching stories for hours on end. Like, that's a trap. Okay. But the one thing that is so super important is for you guys to be making new connections every single day and talking to new people every day. Because what happens is there's some coach out there that she's doing that. So now when that person's having a bad day, they're going to go to that coach, not you. Okay. So every day, Tara and I check in with each other. So this morning, last night, I was like, hey, I did all my connections. So what does that look like? I message all the people that like my posts, and I say something relative to whatever the post was that they liked. Okay. So like the other day I did a post about me and my husband. It got like over 400 likes, and I had like 67 comments. I messaged all those comments, thanking them for their support and telling them how much it meant to me. That was it. I wasn't like, so are you looking to start a fitness journey today? Like, no, I wasn't doing that. Okay. So I just started with that, and that's what that was. So if I do a post on something fitness related, I might be like, hey, just, hey, thank you so much for, your support today on my post. If you know anybody that is interested in getting fit for the summer, I'd love to chat with them. Okay. It doesn't have to be so like question, because when you ask okay, so I'm all about asking questions, but right now, this is my personal belief. Other people might be different, and maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like right now, where there's a lot of multi-level marketers and a lot of people private messaging, I like to just be simple with my approach as a form of like a virtual hug, relationship building, and then we can kind of move on from there. Because I just feel like sometimes if you're like, are you interested in joining my group? I mean, it depends. Like sometimes you could be like, if you're interested in joining, I'd love to chat with you or whatever. So just go with the feeling, like whatever you're feeling, but don't say, let me know. Don't ever say, let me know. Like go write that down and put a big red circle with an X through it. That's like the worst 3 words, because when you say, let me know, you're basically giving them permission to run away and hide under a rock. And now you've made yourself awkward following back up with them. Okay. So message your likes, message your commenters, message your story viewers, and find a buddy to keep you accountable. So start doing it tonight. Like I got to do mine tonight. Okay. And as soon as I'm done with this call, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to sit on my couch, and I'm going to be intentional with my work. And I'm not going to check my notifications, and I'm not going to go on Instagram, and I'm only going to go to my posts. I'm going to see who did it, and I'm going to message them, and I'm going to put my phone down, and that's it. All right. So that's about it, guys. I hope you found some nuggets in there to help you with your business. And I could definitely take questions if you have them.
That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I know I have a ton, but I'm going to open it up to you guys while we still have her for a couple more minutes. Who's got questions? I know we posted a couple on Facebook. I think she answered a couple of them, but if you've got something, speak up.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Candice.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey, so
This is the girl you pumped with at Summit. This is her.
Yeah, I was saying she's familiar. I know Amanda.
Yeah, you
go. So
awesome.
good to see you. So my question is more around sort of the time commitment piece. How many hours a week would you say you dedicated to your business the first year or two?
So I'm going to be real with you guys. I was on my phone a lot.
Yeah.
I was like a ferocious beast. I was like literally like a fox in the woods hunting down like its dinner. So I mean, hours wise, it was pockets because I had the toddlers,
Yeah.
It was just little pockets throughout the day. But it was pretty much all day long. But I did sit down and do a power hour, a focused power hour, and then lots of seeking throughout the day. But it was just it was like I wasn't satiated. I was like, there's so many people out there that need my help. And so it was like constant. And I want to say the first year it was all day.
Okay.
And I'm going to be totally real with you guys. Like me and my husband were in marriage counseling after my first summit, like 2 days later. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. I'm on my phone way too much. But I fixed that. And it was a learning curve because I needed to respect my relationship with my husband and our time. And it's funny because those of you that are married, you'll know that your relationship with your spouse changes over the years. Well, your relationship with your spouse in this business also changes. So I had to just be better about respecting his time. Like there had to be an end, and I was just like, it's nonstop, So just having the dedicated power hour, but then, do your seeking throughout the day in your pockets.
And now, would you say, now that you're toggling 4 kids, are you more structured with your business hours? Like, do you have set things that you do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Is it a little bit more where you've got your time planned that's going to be family time and then your work time, and you're super intentional on both things?
Yeah, so I typically do my work. I do my coach mentor calls for an hour a day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then at night when all the kids go to bed, I do my Beachbody work. So that's my connections and stuff. Maybe like anywhere from a half hour to an hour. But then I stop. And then I do I read my books, I wind down, I do my own, prayer, soaking, whatever. I just got to like decompress, get my head right so I can sleep. So I want to say now I work anywhere from, I probably work like 2 hours a day. Once again, pockets,
It is. It's a craft. I mean, I know that I had the same thing with my husband with my phone, where, my mom too. In Florida, I was there like 3 months as a new coach, and she was like, you have been on your phone the whole time. I mean, it was just this, it is a craft to learn how to toggle it, because I'd never worked from home before. I'd never done a social media business before. I didn't understand that there were boundaries. I didn't understand it was offensive to people. I was just excited, right? And I do think that the longer you do this, and we talk about this on our team a lot, is like, plan out your week. Figure out first of all, when are you going to spend time with your family? And then you back that out and figure out where you're going to squeeze in your coaching, right? Because we all do this as a means to fulfill dreams that we have for the people that we love. So that's what's got to be scheduled first. And then you've got to get creative with your calendar, which is a whole other conversation in itself. But I love that. I love that it's a craft, and you get better at it the longer you coach.
Yeah, it totally is. You just figure it out.
Totally. All right. How about one more question so we can let her go do her connections?
Thanks for the reminder.
Rhonda, did you have one? Was that your hand up?
I could real quick.
Hi, go for it.
Hi, Candice.
Hi.
So I'm very new to this. I'm not new to Beachbody. I've done it for a long time. And I totally believe in it. I'm passionate about it. Some of the women that I had recently joined just for this challenge group that I'm in don't have a lot of money. And I know it's good to push the challenge packs and the Shakeology and all of that. So I don't know how pushy I should be with that, because I have the compassionate side that I want them to succeed, and they want this so bad. They need a life change. Do I be happy with selling the, $100 challenge, Beachbody on demand, and leave it at that? And,
oh my God, do you guys want me on for another half hour? Because I'll go bananas.
I know. I'm sure that's a huge loaded question.
I'll go bananas on this one. I'm going to keep it real simple. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy, just cut me off at any time.
Sorry.
Okay. So here's the thing. Okay. I know that we push challenge packs because there's points attached, then you want the points. Okay. But I also want to talk to you that there's volume attached to these orders that,
Yeah.
Now okay. The UPF pack, okay, that's a great pack. The base kit is like 80, it's like $80, but it's also 80 team volume points. Okay? Learn about team volume, because that's where your passive income is going to grow. My team and I have been going bananas on volume this year. Like, that pack has more volume than a challenge pack. Okay? So if you put that order through your spouse account, it's like selling 2 challenge packs.
Okay.
Volume.
So volume, I need to look at. Okay.
Well, and that's a good segue into the Spring Shakedown group. So if you're joining Spring Shakedown group, we are focusing the entire month on growing income. That means volume. That means spouse account. That means getting to 2-star diamond, which has got to be a non-negotiable if you want to duplicate your income. So we're going to spend a lot of time, and Candice is like a rock star when it comes to volume. So I have a lot to learn from her and how I can teach it in a better manner, but that's what you're going to get. If you're a coach that is in the Coach Launchpad, you're not ready to understand all of the volume stuff yet. We still have to master some of the basics. So you're going to get that training to come.
Great.
Yeah, and Rhonda, one of my things that I've been doing with my coaches that they're so excited about is I taught them how to be excited about selling a BOD membership. Okay. You guys have to remember, Lindsay Matway did not sign up with the challenge pack. She bought P90X off an infomercial. Okay. She bought the DVDs. Melissa Hadley, she's a 10-star from our area. She bought Insanity off of Craigslist. Okay? I just bought Shakeology. Like,
Right.
Can't just focus on the pack. Even though you know it's a good deal, like, forget it. Nobody, honestly, some people are just not going to get it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Love people where they're at. You want just BOD? Let's just do BOD. Ooh, I'm getting crazy. And then what I taught my coaches, if you're going to sell a bod thing, because people can sell bod all day. Like, you should be selling like 10 bods a month, okay? You sell them the bod, you send them a pack of 2 shakes, a bar, and 2 packets of Energize. You make them a goodie bag and you send it in the mail and you go, thank you so much. I'm so excited to do this journey with you. And now what happens? You gave them a sample of all of these volume products. And now next month they're like, you know what? I want that shake. Or now next month, you know what? I want that Energize. And it's a different way to approach the customer as opposed to you get them the challenge pack and then 2 months later they might be gone. But this way you've got them in, they're getting your trust. And now you're going to trickle the stuff. And so maybe some of you guys are on here and you like kill Success Club and you kill challenge packs and all of that stuff. That's great. But there's other ways that you can do this too.
Okay.
And, you know, there's many different ways, but just don't feel bad that you can't get them that, because they just need help.
Yeah, they do. And that's, I want to back them up with that and help them get on this journey that, you know, they really need and want to do. So that means more to me right now. Of course, we all want to make money too, but that means more to me right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, when I have menus, like if I'm talking to somebody, like for instance, when 2B Mindset came out, I did a menu. And if somebody was interested, I sent them a picture of what they could buy. And I always have the base kit.
Right.
It's got a lot of volume.
Yeah.
You know, and I always put that base kit. And so
great.
It doesn't matter.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Awesome stuff. Okay, so it's getting late. We've been on 45 minutes, which has got so much good information. So this is recorded. So if there's people on your team that want to take a look at this, I'll be posting it in the team page. But Candice, you are awesome. Thank you for serving us with your time. Servant leadership right there. Thank you for your teaching and your shepherding and just sharing your wisdom.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys. You're going to do great.
So awesome. All right, gang. We will be posting schedules for all the push groups in the push groups. All the info will be in Faithfully Fit Central. I'll see many of you later this week, okay? Bye, guys.